Here we go. Okay. Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Each Other Home. Today, I have a very special guest and friend. Her name is Alicia Mathewson, and we're going to be talking about her new album release, her new book release, her new poems, and her Kickstarter that she's running right now. And so, I really, with all of my heart and soul, I want to give her a super warm welcome, and we're going to introduce Alicia with one of her songs that's coming out, Everything is Magic.
Everything is magic even when it's falling apart. Everything is magic when you open, live from your heart. Everything is magic. Keep your feet on the ground. Everything is magic as it's turning, turning around. It's turning around. It's turning around. It's turning around. It's easy to believe in life when you're on the top. Easy to believe when you've got what you've got. But when you lose, can you take a breath and remember you choose, you choose. 'Cause everything is magic even when it's falling away. Everything is magic even when you got nothing left to say. Everything is magic, keep your feet on the ground. Everything is magic as it's turning, turning around. I feel it turning around. And you feel it turning around. Yeah, it's turning around.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to be here.
Oh, goodness. It's such a pleasure to have you here and to be able to listen to you every time um, I get to listen to you sing and jam. It makes me emotional, not even in like a bad way, in a joyful and a loving way. It creates
Mm.
this sort of emotion in me. Yeah, and you just come and you sing with such passion and wisdom and life experience. Like I can feel it all coming through. It's almost like a teaching and a vibration as you're singing. It's like so there's so much more there. So
Mm.
yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you. I love that you can feel that. That's why I've named this project Frequencies of Love, because it really is an intentional frequency. My work at this stage, the songs and the mantras and whatever I'm doing, it's really an intentional frequency. So for those that understand energy and frequency, they can receive it.
Mm, cool. Yeah, so before we get into the whole project and everything, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about who you are, like what you're up to these days, where you've been, like if you don't mind giving us a
Yeah.
rundown of some of the things that you've done.
Who am I?
Who, I know that.
So I live on Cape Cod right now, where I grew up. I've traveled the world. I went to college in Vermont. I lived in Brooklyn, New York for 12 years. I lived and taught in Egypt and Beirut, Lebanon. I ran my own business on Cape Cod for a little while called Sounding Still Wellness. In the last 5 years, I've been teaching up in the Boston area at independent private schools. I've been teaching K through 8 music, and this is actually we're in my music room up here right now, and I love that work. So this project, Frequencies of Love, is my sixth studio album. So I put my first album out, I think it was 2008, 2009. And so I've been a songwriter since I was 8. I met, when I was in New York City, I met a spiritual teacher that took me into an amazing path. And then I studied Hindu teachings, Buddhist teachings, mystical teachings, all the teachings. And I've been meditating for 20 years in a variety of ways. And so this project is really a culmination of 20 years of living creating, teaching, being, loving, losing, being up, being down. And it's such an honor right now to feel happy and healthy and be able to offer this work.
Wow. So yeah, when you come and you sing your songs, you come with so much. I feel like a tidal wave of life behind your words and your guitar. There's so much that comes through that.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I'm so blessed that you're on Cape Cod. When you were like, I'm on Cape Cod, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yes. I know.
I'd like
I'm
to
blessed
hang
you're
out.
on Cape Cod, Dani. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed you're on Cape Cod.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So to get into the project,
Yeah.
there's so much again with intention. There's the number 9 that's weaved so
Mm,
throughout this, which is a 9 year. So I definitely want to talk about the intention behind creating this whole thing and the
mhm.
frequencies of love. And you know me with my altars. I've been talking about, oh, I study this and that. It's so perfect that we're recording this podcast because right now I'm in the earth and love altar.
Yeah. I mean, and Venus right now, like went into Neptune. I mean, it's for me, it's all about Earth and love and Venus and let's do the Earth mantra. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, mudra. Yes, yes, it is perfect. There's a lot right now that is feeling magical around the launch of this Kickstarter.
Good.
Hmm.
Good, good. I can feel it. I actually right when I saw it post, I was like, oh, I went in and backed it up and I was like, yeah, girl, give me that signed book.
I know.
So I
It's
can do
really
my
amazing. It hasn't even been 48 hours and we're almost, I think we're headed towards 15% funded, which is really, really awesome. So I'm so grateful.
so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk intentionality behind.
Mm,
I feel like there's a huge story of love here. Like you said,
yeah.
love and loss and laughter and
Yes.
grief, and there's so
Yeah.
much. So if you don't mind, like
Yeah.
love.
I love numbers. So I have a song that's called Six that came out on my 12 Rebirth album. And one of the big defining events in my life and initiations really was the passing of my mother, Ellen, who was a really beautiful, powerful woman, very spiritual. And she lived a journey with breast cancer and did pretty well, but died rather young. And that was 18 years ago. So the anniversary of that is this month of May. So that's a 9. 1 plus 8 is 9. Also, I'm turning 54 in August, so that's a 9. And then we are in a 9 year, 2025. And if anyone that's tuning in, like tunes into anything like astrology, consciousness, everybody seems to be talking about this kind of completion energy and moving into a new cycle, a new energy. And I believe we're all doing that on some level. And I chose, because I'm an artist and a spiritual being, a being who sees myself as a spiritual being having a human experience, I decided to really almost create a portal for myself through this work and then invite others into that portal with me. So it really is, this project is the end of the work I've done for the past 20 years, which I love and I feel so grateful for. And it's the beginning of what's coming. And they're absolutely related. And it's kind of a leap of faith. It's kind of like when you throw out old clothes and then you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even know I liked the color orange. So this project is like an honoring of everything I've done. I'm a folk singer, singing and chanting and teaching and really doing it, I think, at a very high level and then writing my first book. And so after this project, like maybe I'm going to just keep writing books. Like I don't know what's going to happen. So I think it's a very special moment that I'm allowing myself to experience and inviting people into it with me. And I think that's the time we're in now. Like everyone is having these experiences. And I happen to be given like a big presence as a human and a personality and a singing voice. And I've developed a lot of skills on how to be in the world. And so my intention for this project is I want anyone that hears this music to feel connected, connected to themselves, connected to me, connected to the earth. I don't want anyone to feel alone. I don't think we have to feel alone. And there's so much happening and so many people are moving through so many things. This is my way of saying, like, let's keep connecting, let's keep creating, let's keep loving, let's keep remembering that even when things are hard, we can love and we can play and we can connect.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I
I love you, Dani.
love you too. Oh my
Oh.
goodness. And I love your songs. Like your lyrics are so beautiful and I hear they like ring true in my head. I remember it. Love's
Mm,
happening and everything is magic, even when it's falling apart. Like what a beautiful mantra to be repeating or to
mm,
be singing at whatever
mhm.
time we're in, whatever time we find ourselves. I feel like your songs, even though some of them are not considered actual like Hindu type mantras, they
Yeah.
are mantras for life.
Yes. Yes. And so 18 years ago when I met this teacher, Derek, this like Irish guy who had traveled the world, and I was initiated into a healing modality called the Rising Star. And I practiced a lot of actual energy healing, and I did tons of healings for myself, for other people. And now I feel that the sound I create and my very presence just is that. I don't have to actually do a session.
Mm.
I can, but it's integrated now. So I've had to face a lot of my own stuff inside. I've had to look at, like, you know, when we love people, they may love us back, they may not. Do we choose to keep loving ourselves and them? You know, we may think we know what our life's supposed to be, and then something may change radically. Are we gonna fight that, or are we gonna look at, okay, what's next? How do I keep becoming myself in a way that feels like alignment? But I'm not fighting against a universe that's trying to show me the way. And, we all have to do that in our own way. And there have been lots of periods of my life where I just have fought and suffered and suffered and suffered. And I may again, like, I'm very humble about it all. I just feel that I have a gift of using music to alchemize these human experiences. So these songs are like pieces of alchemy. They're like medicine. So people think they're just listening to a folk song. And I tell you, I sing all the time and people are like, I just start crying when your music happens. And I just go, okay. And it's not a sad crying. It's energy moving, emotion, energy moving. And so I think as this Kickstarter launches and this project, Frequencies of Love, and this album of 9 songs and 9 mantras goes out into the world, I think I'm going to be shown more and more of how I will be in the world and how I will be offering this medicine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people when you start singing, the emotion comes and it's one of my teachers one time told me that sound is a carrier wave of consciousness. And I feel that with what everything that you're saying now, the alchemy of it and what you've alchemized within you. And so that you sing this and it happens for other people because you can't take people somewhere where you haven't been. So it's like your life experiences plus your creativity and your self-expression comes out in this beautiful work. Um, and I want to get into the songs in a minute, but I want to talk about the Kickstarter first. So, like,
Yeah.
why a Kickstarter? What is the goal with it? How does it kind of work? I'm new to Kickstarters, but I'm
Okay. Yeah.
back.
I think I love the platform. I funded a record in 2015 using Kickstarter. Um, but I do think maybe it's an older platform. I don't know, but I love it. And the idea is it's crowd fundraising. However, it's all or nothing. So it's not like a GoFundMe, or you have to reach your goal or you don't get any of the money. So when someone puts in their credit card info, they will not be charged unless the project funds to its goal. And the idea there is that a project should have the support of a community. And so if there aren't enough people buying into it, then maybe it's not the right time for the project, or maybe it's not really what you're supposed to be doing, or whatever. And so I kind of love that. And because I've already done records on Kickstarter, I chose to use this platform. I find it really fun. Um, and what it's also, you can think about it kind of as like a pre-sale. So, so my music, all my music, you can stream for free online, Spotify, iTunes, all the platforms. And like I said, I have 5 records already out there and lots of chants. One of my chants, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, has been streamed over 1 million times because it got onto like a South American playlist, mantra playlist, which like I didn't. So, that's what can happen with your music. You don't know why that's happening. So that's why I'm choosing to do 9 more mantras because I really want to put those out there for people that resonate with that. And the Kickstarter for just $21, if you back me with $21, you're going to get the 9 songs and the 9 mantras digitally before they're released. So you'll get them early. You will still be able to stream them wherever you want, but it's sort of a way of saying, like, yes, I believe in this artist. I want to support this artist, not just with my energy, but with my money. Because being an independent artist requires you to spend money to go into a studio and make a decent recording that can hold the frequency. And each time I make a record, I up level who I'm working with and what it costs and how I'm doing it. And so, not always what it costs, but like the level. And so that's a part of the Kickstarter is getting these funds so that I'm not personally going into debt to support the release of the project. And people are on board with me. I feel supported. The music is supported. And then we all birth it together. It's like calling in a community to say, yes, Alicia, we value these songs. We value your vision and we want to be with you. It's such a cool feeling. And it's also, it requires me to ask for help, ask for support, to believe that people want it. And so it's a really good spiritual practice for me as well.
I love this. And the vision was, what did you say? $21 for 1,000 people?
Yes, 1,000, if we get 1,000 backers, which is really not that many people,
Yeah.
at $21, I'm at my goal because it's a $21,000. And in the past, you often like look for big donors. There's like a house concert for $1,500. So if somebody wants a private house concert with me, they can choose $1,500. There's like a $99 reward, and that's you get both a vinyl record of the 9 songs and a signed hard copy book, which is an amazing deal. And that's kind of like a pre-sale, right? So people are saying, oh yeah, I want the vinyl of this and I want the book. And then that helps me know how many I need to make, and it's kind of a way of measuring the demand for certain items.
Mm, okay. Well, I love this goal of if 1,000 people give $21 to support this Frequencies of Love mission, then we can meet the goal. And I think that that's like so accessible for so many people. And so
Exactly.
I just feel like really good about it. And as you're speaking, I'm thinking of people giving this Kickstarter funding and giving it some energy. And, we get what we give. So I feel in a way that when people give to a project like this, Frequencies of Love, they're going to receive frequencies of love and not just from your music, but like from the universe. I feel that they'll receive alchemy back maybe somewhere in their life where they're needing a little bit of love or something. So yeah, I think more than music will come out of
Absolutely.
this.
Absolutely. And it's like meditating. I meditate every day. And when I'm in a room meditating with a group of people, my meditation goes much deeper. So to put your energy and your $21 into a project that 1,000 other people are putting into it, that amplifies us all. And it literally, because of my intention, will amplify love on the planet, which we all know we need to be doing.
Mm. Yes, I know. I'm glad you said that. So collectively, can we talk about love and why now?
Mm.
Why frequencies of love now for
Mm.
Alicia and for the world?
So beautiful. Yeah. I have always loved love.
Same.
I think my sister once said to me, Alicia, you're in love with being in love. And it's true. And on a human level, I have had a lot of different kinds of relationships in my life. I have amazing friendships, I have family, and a romantic relationship, which I've always wanted to have. I haven't found one that has lasted forever yet, whether I'm supposed to or not. And so a lot of my songs, some of the songs on this record are about falling in love and then it not working out. And I think that's something everybody can relate to, no matter where they are in their journey. When we love, when we open our heart in a really vulnerable way in that kind of human romantic situation, it's like a whole other level of alchemy, right? And I am still on the journey of sorting that out. I came out as a lesbian when I was 19, and it was back in 1990. So for you young people out there who I'm sure tune into Dani, it was a very different world. So I've had a long journey of integrating and trusting that I can just be who I am and that that is worthy of love and that I don't have to fit into other people's ideas of who I'm supposed to be or how I'm supposed to be. And again, I think that's something everybody can relate to. It doesn't matter who you are, what you look like, how you identify. We're all humans that are here to love ourselves and be more loving. So I think I've moved from seeing love as something outside to becoming a loving presence to myself and to as many others who want to hang around me. Yeah. And that's a journey. And also like I'm superhuman, so I am not like that all the time, but I do my best to do that.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely. I was
Hmm.
thinking too, like love feels like the human experience to me and learning how to love like yourself, yes, and
Mm.
others, but also like fear is kind of another shade of love. Grief is another shade of love. So it seems like this underlying human experience is learning love in all its forms.
Absolutely. I was just talking to somebody else about this project, and I was saying, anger can be love.
Yeah.
Frustration is love. You know, um, deep longing is love. It's like that mystic love for
Mhm.
union. That's the juicy stuff, right? And these songs have some of that energy in it.
Yes, yes, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
That love is so good. I
Uh,
remember when I was listening to your song Love is Happening and I drove past that bridge, it was like such a beautiful synchronicity. It's like one,
yes.
three, love, love, love.
Yes.
I like pulled up
Yes.
to a bumper sticker the other day and it said like more love on it. And I was like, ah, fourth altar is looking at me. So for me, I'm like always getting little signs of love. And I love how you said, like it created a portal for you to work through and then you bring other people through the portal as well. I think
Hmm.
that's really awesome. And the different songs, so the 9 songs on your album,
Hmm.
how are they? Like, can you take us on a little journey of maybe the songs?
Yeah, I mean I want to keep it a little secret,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But yeah, it moves from the first song is called I Am the Sun Now, and it's kind of this anthem that's a beautiful way to begin the record. Then I go right into a song called I See You, You See Me. And that's like soul recognition when you have that soul recognition with somebody, but it's so deeply spiritual. So it's a lovely song. And then I have a song called Structure Flow, which is a more grounded song of like, yeah, we have this connection, but how the hell do we live together? Like, you have the structure and I've got the flow. I'm driving you crazy, baby. I know, like, you're done with me. So it's that kind of song, but there's a lightness to it. And it's just sort of the reality of being in a relationship. And then there's a song called 17 Years that I wrote last year when I was really moving through a lot of grief and awakening inside my own life. And it's about the first lyric is it's been 17 years and I'm still crying like a baby for the mother I chose and a world that's gone crazy. So this track is, I think, one of the most powerful tracks, and it truly is like a journey. It's called 17 Years, and it's me alchemizing the passing of my mom when I was only 35, 36, with some loss I was going through last year as a result of the end of a breakup. And I was alchemizing it all. It was like I had to go back with this last breakup that I had and collect every part of myself so that I could go forward with joy and love and power and grace. And so this project I've been working on since 2021. And I think it's because I wanted to be ready. I wanted to have been through the process to really offer it, right? So it is a journey. A lot of people don't sit down and listen to a whole record anymore. They just listen to a single on, but this record will be meant to just sit down and listen to the whole thing from beginning to end. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and Cold Hard Stone is on there, right?
Yes. That started as like a really kind of like painful breakup song, like, ugh. And then it turned into something I had never imagined. And it was about like connecting into the earth and healing the solar plexus. And then beautiful Dani here agreed to play flute on it and took it to a whole other level. So that's an example as a songwriter. You start writing something just because you're like mad about a breakup or you're frustrated, and then it becomes something else. So Cold Hard Stone is really bigger than me. It was about a specific moment in my journey, but really it's become much bigger.
Even
Yeah.
just the words in it, deeper way to pray. Sometimes I hear that play, just those words over and over in my head, and I'm like, it's crazy to think about all the ways that we're forced, not forced, taught maybe to pray deeper. Yo, oh, good. She's getting the guitar.
I
Ooh.
think I should play some of this. All right, let me click my. I feel like it's going to be better if I play a little.
Oh God, it's so good.
I think I'm the only one that's sad anymore, and I'm not sure what that means. But sometimes it drops me to the floor. I'm still trying to understand why you up and walked away, except I'm closer to my spirit now, and I'm learning a deeper way to pray. A deeper way to pray. I feel the core of my being going down into the earth, and when it's all over, it'll be like a great new rebirth. Right now it feels like dying all alone. I don't know why I keep trying to love a cold hard stone. Trying to love a cold hard stone.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Yeah, and if you like that, you got to listen to the full track with Dani playing flute. So that's already out as a single, but that one, along with a couple other the singles, will be on the full album. So a couple of the songs that are on the album are already out there streaming, but then there's 5 of the 9 that have not been released.
Oh, exciting.
It is. It is.
Can I ask what mantras you're doing or which ones you feel like sharing? Because we can keep
Yeah.
some a mystery.
No, that's a really good question. I did a bunch of mantras in my first mantra record, and I did Asatoma, Satgamaya, which I love. I did Gate, which I love. I did Om Shri Lakshmi, Hare Krishna, and Samastalo Ka Sukhino Bhavantu. So those are some of my favorite, and Om Namah Shivaya and Jai Jagatambe. Those are some of my favorite mantras. So I may re-record some of those in this new frequency that I'm in with new musicians. So that may be on the table, but these are the new ones I'm going to do that I haven't done. I'm going to do Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. That's a mantra to Tara that I love. And I'm also going to do a mantra called Om Shri Prema Pranahuti, which is connected to the energy healing that I was initiated into, the Prema Pranahuti, Prema love, Pranahuti divine breath. And then in any mantra, when you say Om Shri, you're lifting it up. So there will be an Om Shri Prema Prana Huti mantra that will be extraordinarily healing for anybody that hears it. And yeah, and then I'm playing around with some other ones. I'm actually playing this weekend with a friend of mine, Sarah Loomis, who plays harmonium and chants, and you and Jenya and I are playing. And so I have a feeling in the next couple months, the mantras will reveal themselves to me.
Ooh.
I have already started recording like 3 of them, but I think that's the exciting part of the project is that like the energy of people coming into the Kickstarter is gonna reveal it. And I may even ask my backers, like, is there a mantra you want me to record? I mean, why not?
Okay. Okay. Noted.
Oh, I'm gonna do the Gayatri mantra,
Oh
definitely.
God, that one's so
Yeah,
good.
because I've never recorded that and I really want to do my own.
I was singing that last night. That would be good. That's very
Well,
love.
you just saw Deva Pramal. I mean, I have to tell this story. In 2011, it was the first Bhakti Fest ever at Joshua Tree. And it was 2011 where I decided, oh, I'm a chanter and I do kirtan now. I'm not just a folk singer. And I went to Bhakti Fest for 4 days and listened to the artists that I saw and was in presence with. Krishna Das, Deva Pramal, Donna Delori, Garish, Cece White, um, and tons more, like all of the top kirtan chanters at that time. And it was like the most amazing download to me. And it was like one of those things where I know you know this, Dani, because this happens to you. We would tell the universe, like, oh, I think I'm supposed to do this now. And then they just give you like this massive download all in one place. I mean, it was extraordinary. So I listened to so many chanting artists. I'm so grateful. There's so many out there doing incredible work.
Yes. And you're one of them. And have you played at like you've been on stage at yoga festivals and done chanting and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've played. There's actually an event this weekend in New England called Yoga Reaches Out, which is a wonderful event that raises money. I've played that a bunch of times. And then I've been at the Maine Yoga Fest a bunch of times. I did the Cape Cod Yoga Fest when it existed, which I loved. That was one of my favorites. I did a Wanderlust once in Vermont. I don't know if you remember those. That was kind of wild. People like drank wine. That wasn't my favorite. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I did a Wanderlust. And then I've sang for tons and tons of yoga classes and yoga practitioners. And a lot of yoga practitioners use my music in their classes. And I'll meet people and they'll be like, oh my gosh, my yoga teacher plays your music all the time. And I love that. And that's kind of why I'm doing the mantras too, is that I want to give some new stuff for the yogis.
Yay.
Yay.
I love the mantras and we're so lucky that we have you close because you come and sing at our kirtan sometimes
Yes.
and you
Yes.
sing with us and it's like such a beautiful thing to have you around and yeah. So thank you for your presence and your practice.
Well, thank you. I mean, the feeling's mutual.
Yeah, thanks. So okay. Well, okay, so now 9 poems. So like I'm so
Oh yeah,
curious.
the book.
Yeah, yeah, let's talk about the book. So we got the songs, we got the mantras.
Yeah.
Now tell me this new chapter.
Yeah, so the book is a big deal for me because I've literally wanted to write a book for like 20 years. I've had a book inside me and I'm a Virgo and I can be a perfectionist and I've tried to write many different books and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, but this came to me to do 9 poems, 9 pieces of prose, which I kind of already have because I've written blogs for a long time and I have tons of journals, and then 9 meditations. So it will really be a tool for people. So there'll be like poems that are like for contemplation and also essays for contemplation. So a yoga teacher could use this book as like, you know how yoga teachers use them at the beginning of their class, or so there'll be a poem and then I don't know exactly, but there's a definite 9 vibe, and the weaving of it is going to tell the story of my awakening and reawakening and reawakening and reawakening and reawakening. And because it's not just for me, at least, there isn't like one awakening and then you're done. It's just a constant growing, a constant evolving, a constant integrating, a constant learning and healing, and we're never done. Thank God. And so this book is marking, I mean, it is, I am going to be 54. And so I guess I finally feel like, okay, I've lived enough. Like, no matter what I write, there will be value. But also, as a woman, as someone who has identified as a lesbian for a lot of my life at a time when not everybody wanted you to be that, as someone who considers herself a feminist, someone who's been an anti-racist since I came out as a feminist and a lesbian, I feel like I have wisdom to share, specifically to with young women and young men around the history of our grounded life as humans. And so I feel like it's important for my voice to be out there and to say, like, I'm in the middle. I'm not, I'm not 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, which who were incredible foremothers and grandmothers. And I'm not, in my 30s, 40s, 20s, 30s, 40s. I'm right in the middle. I'm in the 50s. And I think it's a unique um, season that I want to honor in myself
Mm.
and document through the work, which, I'm an artist, I'm a songwriter. It's what I've always done, is sort of document my experience or what I'm witnessing.
Wow. So this will be so a prose. Is that kind of like an essay or like a blog post? Like it's like
Yeah,
a
it's
long
like an
form.
essay, or it's like a funny story, like when I first met my spiritual teacher and the series of events that happened, and how I went 3 weeks after my mom died to Ireland and then ended up getting initiated into this this energy healing that I couldn't really afford. Felt like so much money, but I did it. And I kept hearing it'll be okay. And then I got home, and then my dad gave me money from my mom's life insurance that he found, and it paid off my initiation. So, like, stories like that I've experienced, that to me show us we're not making it up. We
Mm.
are, and we're not, right? Or the stories of when I was teaching in Egypt, and then I went in on 11/11 in 2009 with a group of people from all over the world into the pyramids and chanted. And then when I got to the pyramid at 4 a.m. and there was Sirius right above, that was an initiation. So there's all these experiences I've had in my life that I want to document and share. And I tell a lot of these stories when I perform, but I feel like if I put it into this written form, and probably audio form, it'll just reach more people.
I love the idea of audio book, by the way, because you tell
Okay.
stories so nice and your voice is so nice and there's
All
energy
right.
behind it. So I think for me personally, I'd love to hear that.
I
And
love that. No, that's a good idea.
And as you're talking about how like you got home and then your dad gave you the money from the thing, it almost reminds me of like, didn't Ram Dass write a book called Miracles of Love or something about Maharaji? And
Mm,
it's something like that. But for me, when I heard that, I was like, that just increases my belief in the universe, my
mhm.
belief that it's going to be okay, like the belief and the faith in that there's other things going on here.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's going to be like writings, a belief in love.
Well, yes, and the book is called Sacred Dissonance. And I'm a music teacher and I'm a musician. So dissonance in music, if you don't have dissonance, you can't know what harmony is. It's like if you don't have sound, there's no silence.
Mhm.
If there's no silence, there's no sound. So to put out a project called Frequencies of Love and then a book called Sacred Dissonance, it's an invitation for people to realize when things feel hard or you feel like you're in the wrong place, there is nothing wrong. It is an experience you're having, and you are loved. So the sooner you can connect to people, to teachings, to experiences that help you see, like Oprah says, nothing's happening to us, it's happening for us. The sooner you can get to that truth that I feel is true and be applying it in your life, I think the more fun you're going to have, the more joy you're going to have, the more expansive your experience will be. And ultimately, you'll be in more service of everyone else.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so I know we're getting close on time here. So I do have one more question.
Okay.
You said that this is the closing of a chapter, and so to speak, or 20 years of
Mhm.
work, and then you're coming into something new.
Yes.
Do you know what the newness is yet? Do you have an idea or whisper, an inkling of where you're headed? Or is it just like closing and creating space for what's next?
No, I think anytime I try to get clarity around the future, right now I'm told, you don't know. Be present.
Okay.
And it's not like a closing of a door so much as like it's like I see everything like a spiral and there's like a center. So it's like a tree. You know how like a really old tree has those circles? So like if I was as old as the oldest tree, I'm just moving out to an outer circle. But that other circle is there and is of great value and is not in conflict to where I'm headed. It's just I can feel I'm being invited to go, and that for me, being creative and sharing my voice is a part of how I do that. That's not how everybody does it, but it's how I do it.
Mm, okay. Thank you for that so much. I think that's like almost a lesson in trusting the process, not needing to have it all figured out, but just following one step at a time. And like, what a big lesson in trust and being okay with the unknown and being pulled in a direction that you might not know where it's going to lead you yet.
Yeah, and I think it's you know, um, the joy for me is in spontaneity. The joy is watching a 5-year-old child like discover what a xylophone does for the first time. I want to be in that wonder with everything and also be really solid, mature, wise, and an elder in the community. And so I want to be allowing all of it at the same time and inviting everyone else to be in that as well.
Mm, you definitely do that, by the way. When I hang out with you or we go on walks or something, it's very much like I'm getting taught life lessons and we're playing and giggling and
Yes.
having fun. So you do carry that, and it's so nice to be around. Is there any last words you'd like to say to the people or to that you have on your heart?
Well, I just want to thank you for appearing in my life, because I do feel like you are an embodiment of like creative play and love and music and sound. And that has been really special for me to get to relate to. And um, it's like and I feel this often with younger people than me. Not that I'm that old, but like I feel like people in your generation that are doing this work, you just have the frequency in your DNA and in your bodies. People my age, we've had to work harder to get to it, and that has to do with evolution. And like children being born now, they're in frequencies that are even like they just get stuff that you don't get. And I think that's important for us to remember. We are a biological evolving expression of life, as is everything on this planet. And sound, as you know, is an incredible dimension of connection and alchemy and joy. And so I feel so blessed to be in the tribe of music makers and sound people, and that I get to play with you, a fellow sound person, and other sound people. And so I just want to thank anybody that's tuning in. And if you feel anything, you feel resonant with this, to invite you to go right to the Kickstarter, Frequencies of Love, and just do your $21. It will mean so much. And like, who knows where it will lead? Who knows where it will lead? Yeah.
Mm. Oh, goodness. Thank you so much, Alicia, for your words, for being my friend, for creating and for
Mm,
alchemizing your life so that you can give people permission to do it in theirs.
mm.
Yeah, so thank you for the work you're doing in the world and on yourself. It's really making a huge difference.
Thank you so much, Dani.
Yeah, and I wish you all the blessed with your Kickstarter, all the best with your Kickstarter. And
The blessed. I like the blessed.
I kind of do too. I was like, should I even correct it? Whatever. God. Oh, Yeah, so everybody out there, I'm going to put the link in the description below so you can find Alicia's music easy on Spotify or wherever you listen. I'm going to put the link to the Kickstarter. So as you're listening to this, you can just go ahead and click. And please share it too. Like we said, only 1,000 people for $21 would help get this show on the road, literally. So,
Literally, because Dani, I want to take Dani across the country in like a van. So I mean, I have this whole vision of me and Dani and others traveling around. So yes, come join us and let's play.
oh, Alicia, I love you so much.
Same.
Thank you. Thank you for recording this with me.
Thank you.
Yeah. And everybody out there, I love you so much. And
Mm.
thank you for joining me for another episode of Talking Each Other Home. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.